For the 2017 year, the Fusion offers 5 different models. Of course, the S model returns. Being the most affordable, it's going to come well equipped with your alloy wheels on the outside, push button start on the inside, Bluetooth, backup camera, and power windows and power locks. Of course, you can step to the SE that adds things like a power seat, nicer trim materials around, and standard Sirius satellite radio. The titanium would be normally the range topper, coming standard with leather seats that are heated, our touchscreen system, and a lot more options. But we have 2 new models for this year. One of which is our Platinum model. Now that's the biggest luxury experience that you can get in the Fusion. Unique leather seating similar to that of the Lincoln, unique 19-inch wheels, a different front fascia, and standard safety options throughout. It comes standard with lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control. I mean, the list goes on. But if you're looking for a sporty experience, if you're looking for something to liven up the experience of driving a mid-size sedan, look no further than what I have right here, the new for 2017 Ford Fusion Sport. It is the strongest motor in its class. Comes with 325 horsepower, 380 pound-feet of torque. That combined with an all-wheel drive system is going to give you a very engaging driving experience, better than that of any vehicle in the segment. From that motor, you can go to one of our 2 4-cylinder EcoBoost options. Now those options are going to give you the best mix of performance and fuel economy, and it all starts out with our 1.5-liter motor. With the 1.5 EcoBoost, you get our auto start-stop technology. And what that does is it actively improves fuel economy. You have a controller that's going to measure certain engine parameters, and when the perfect conditions are met, at a stop, you put your foot on the brake and the engine shuts off. When you take your foot back off the brake to resume travel, the engine cuts back on automatically, saving you fuel, saving you time, saving you money. Now in this model, the Sport model that I have here with me, you get the new 2.7-liter EcoBoost motor. And what's special about that is it's a V6 twin turbo motor that produces 325 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. Now, what's special about that block is that it's made of our compacted graphite iron material. That's the same material that we use in the 6.7-liter Power Stroke. That material, by comparison to some other manufacturers, is going to be lighter and stronger than some other manufacturers' blocks. It's going to allow you to have quieter operation and more longevity for the motor. Now, on top of that, we have our hybrid power plants. Both hybrid versions are going to come with the 2-liter Atkinson cycle motor. The difference between the hybrid and the plug-in being the capacity of the lithium-ion battery. The 1.4 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery comes standard in your hybrid, and that's going to charge via our braking system and via the computer controller attached to the motor. If you upgrade to our plug-in, you get a 7.8 kilowatt-hour battery, and that's going to give you up to 21 miles of gas-free driving on a full charge. And of course, you get a charger included so you can charge it at your house. Now, that all being said, now we can look at this beautiful exterior. Now, what's new here is you have our new headlamp design that looks a lot more angular and laser cut. And in the Sport model and in the Platinum model, you get our quad beam LED headlight setup, which is going to be brighter and more distinct than any of the other headlights that are available for the Fusion. Also up front, you notice our redesigned front grille, and behind this front grille, you have another one of our efficiency technologies. Each Fusion comes with active grille shutters, and what that's going to do is open and close to improve the aerodynamics of the vehicle and improve fuel economy as you're traveling down the highway. Other things to note, of course, up front here is that you have the new redesigned fog lamp assembly that matches the styling of the vehicle a lot more. And you also have this redesigned hood and hood line as it follows back. Now this is a culmination of our kinetic design language. The point behind that is to make the car look in motion even when it's setting still. It looks athletic, agile, and ready to go, and of course it is. Now if you follow along the side here, you'll notice that we also mounted the side view mirrors lower down on the door sill, not only improving visibility with this quarter window here, but also improving aerodynamics as the wind is swept around the mirrors and shapes around the body. Now around the back, I'd like to show you a little bit more that's new about the Fusion. Alright guys, and around the rear of the vehicle there are a couple new cues that you might notice. First of which is these beautiful LED tail lamps that are included in the Fusion now. Now those are going to be a lot brighter and more distinct than your standard tail lamp, your standard halogen light. You also notice our chrome molding that goes around the trunk opening. That's just to accentuate the LED tail lamps that are included. On the Sport model, however, you're going to get something truly unique, and that's our quad port exhaust down the bottom with bright finish tips. Now that's going to add a sporty look and also allow the engine to breathe better, allowing the Sport model to sound and breathe better. And one more thing that I wanted to point out before we finish up here is that you also have this flush mounted rear bumper, and what that allows is a better liftover angle when you're loading things into the trunk. It's going to help you in your day-to-day travels, your day-to-day need-to-dos, and it's just one more way that Ford's looking out for you. Now the redesign continues inside the Fusion. When you first step in, you might notice some changes, not the least of which is our rotary dial shifter. Now of course that's electronically controlled. It controls a 6-speed automatic transmission, and it has hard finish gear sets in the transmission. It's going to increase the durability of it, and a lifetime filled transmission casing, which means you're never going to have to fill it again, decreasing your overall cost of ownership. The other benefit is that it frees up much needed cabin space and makes it a lot cleaner in here, and continues with our flow through design console. At the top of the console, you're going to notice our new Sync 3 system. Now the Sync 3 system is designed by QNX. It's a lot more intuitive and easy to use with controls that are similar to that of a tablet. Everything's integrated, and you can access it via touch or via 10,000 unique voice commands. It's an amazing technology. It also syncs up to our new Sync Connect system with Ford Pass. And what that's going to do, after a 2-step verification process, you're able to control a lot of the features of your vehicle remotely via your cell phone. Not the least of which, you can remote start the vehicle, lock and unlock it, monitor the fuel level, and even schedule a service with your home dealer. Now this is going to allow much easier access to the dealer for all of our Ford customers, making the ownership experience much better. Now other things that are available in the Fusion are our adaptive cruise control with pedestrian detection. Now what that's going to do is utilize the sensors on the front of the vehicle to sense an impending collision with either a vehicle or a pedestrian. And the first thing it's going to do is audibly and visually alert you inside the cabin here, and should you not take action, the vehicle is actually able to pre-charge and engage the brakes to either lessen the severity or totally prevent any front impacts. That's the technology that's going to keep you safe down the road, and that combines with some of our other technologies like our lane departure assist, which is going to keep you in between 2 lanes utilizing a camera system mounted here by the mirror. This also integrates with our blind spot monitoring system that's going to detect vehicles around you so that you don't depart your lane prematurely and cause an impact. And one more thing to note with Sync 3 is that this is the first time that Apple CarPlay and Android Auto has been available with this system. You can sync up your mobile phone, whether it be Apple or Android, and actually use some of the interfacing features that those phones provide. If you have an Apple phone, you'll have access to Siri. If you have an Android phone, you'll have access to Google. Of course, that's with voice command. And there are other apps that integrate with it, such as Waze, Pandora, and other things you might use from your day-to-day. Again, just increasing the pleasure of owning a Ford vehicle. Now I want to show you, let's move over here, I'll show you the 2017 Ford Escape. Now of course the 2017 Escape has been retooled and restyled as well. First walking up to the vehicle, you'll notice the completely new front fascia from the A-pillars forward. You'll notice our trapezoidal grille that fits our 1.4 global SUV design language, and the complementing aero-shaped fog lamp assembly setting here and brightening the vehicle. You'll also notice the wide, aggressive angles on the hood, meant to inspire the power and confidence that the Escape brings to you. Now underneath the hood, there are 2 new options. The 2.5 liter, similar to the 2.5 in the Fusion, returns in the S model and standard on the SE, but the new 1.5 liter is added with auto start stop technology. That's that fuel saving technology that we talked to you about in the Fusion. Now, and if you step up, you can go to our 2-liter twin-scroll turbo EcoBoost motor. Now, twin-scroll may sound new to you, but don't let it confuse you. What it does is it allows that turbo to spool up faster, which gives you power at a lower RPM range, making it easier to merge onto highways and go about your day-to-day driving activities. Both of these, the 1.5 and the 2-liter, are available with 4-wheel drive. And the Escape has a unique 4-wheel drive. In the Escape, there is the intelligent 4-wheel drive system. And what that's going to do is use a series of sensors that measure slippage in the front wheels up to every 16 milliseconds. Now what that's going to do when it acts and upon slip is send power to the rear wheels, and the Escape is actually able to send up to 100% of power to those rear wheels. Now that's going to inspire more confidence in driving through snow, rain, and wet conditions. But that's not the only way that the intelligent four-wheel drive helps you. You see, below 20 miles an hour, it's actually going to send more power to the rear wheels than the front, which is going to aid in initial takeoff. And above 20 miles an hour, it's going to spread the power as evenly as possible to maintain traction. It's a system that works without input from the driver, which decreases any kind of stress that you need to feel and inspires the confidence that comes with driving a Ford. Now, other things that you might need to know are around the rear of the vehicle, so why don't we go take a look. Around the back of the vehicle is where the design really comes together. You have these new LED tail lamps that are included. Now those are going to be brighter than your standard halogen and last you longer and look incredible while doing it. Attached to those tail lamps is this high design line here, and that really brings the whole design together, really culminating on our kinetic design language with this vehicle. Now inside, that's where things really start to get interesting. That's where the Escape starts to show its practicality and its utility. Inside the back, you actually have 34 cubic feet of storage room, and that's just behind the second row seats. When you fold those seats down, that increases to 68 cubic feet of storage room, meaning that the Escape has more than enough room to carry you, your family, and all their goods with them while you go over the road. And one of the other things to know is that the Escape is actually a really powerful vehicle when it comes to towing. With the 2-liter EcoBoost motor, you can tow upwards of 3,500 pounds. On the smaller motors, of course, you can tow 2,000 pounds on the 1.5 and 1,000 pounds on the 2.5 respectively. Now you can also get our Class 2 trailer tow hitch option, which is going to open up the availability of that 3,500 pounds towing. Now the other things I need to tell you are inside the cabin. Now the interior of the Escape has been restyled to aid in the usefulness of it. You'll notice our console system here, we've moved the shift lever to the left, which frees up these cup holders here from getting in the way. It also allowed us to add new pockets for storage. You have small storage here for things like cell phones, tissues, coins, and that sort of thing. And we've also added, in order to free up space, an electronic parking brake. Now that's going to have an electric motor on it that activates that parking brake and is turned off by putting your foot on the brake and pushing down the button. Really easy to use and a simple way of freeing up space. Inside the Escape, you'll notice too that we changed around the glove compartment here, which has a lot deeper and larger of a design for more storage, and we've increased the storage room in the mat pockets in the rear, which allows this vehicle to be much more practical. This vehicle as well comes with our Sync 3 system, and that comes with the 10,000 different voice commands. It controls things like Bluetooth, navigation, radio, climate, everything, and all that can be controlled via touch or via voice command, and the new QNX system makes that easier to do than ever. Like I said, it has complete tablet-like control, making it similar to everything else that you use in your daily life. And that system's going to come with our Sync Connect with Ford Pass. As I discussed earlier, that's going to allow you control of the vehicle via your cell phone to lock, unlock, monitor fuel level, and schedule appointments with the dealer, increasing owner loyalty and increasing owner happiness with the Ford vehicles. Some other technologies that the Escape is going to come with that are going to keep you safe is our adaptive cruise control system that maintains a preset distance from the vehicles in front of you. That uses the radar technology mounted on the front of the vehicle to keep that distance, and is actually able to aid you in stop and go traffic, slowing down to a stop and picking up speed as traffic moves, so you don't have to worry so much. The other things in the Escape are going to be the enhanced active park assist. Now that utilizes not only our radar sensors, but also our electric power steering. So it's able to tell the size of a spot and actually turn the wheel for you in both parallel and perpendicular parking situations. All you need to control is the shift lever, the gas, and the brake. You take your hands off the wheel completely and it'll turn for you, taking one more thing off your mind that you don't have to worry about. Now the last safety technology that we need to discuss is our lane keeping system. That's going to utilize a camera mounted right here by the rear view mirror, and it's going to monitor the lanes in front of you as you drive. Now, should it detect you merging too close to that lane without signal, at first it's going to vibrate the steering wheel, giving you a cue to get back in your lane. But if you don't, it's actually able to pull you back in your lane, keeping you safe and again increasing owner happiness. And the last thing to touch on is comfort, and the Escape has no short supply of it. This steering wheel, new to this year, is actually heated in the titanium technology pack models. And the nice thing about that, it's able to operate down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit and keeps the steering wheel at 90 degrees Fahrenheit, really easing the tension on your hands when you drive down the road. Now, the new Escape and the Fusion are both for sale now and available at your local Ford dealer, but of course you should buy it from Sherwood. So come see me, Josh, here at Sherwood Ford. Thank you.